last couple of years, and even in Sri Lanka you have seen lot of changes are taking place. So let me look at right. Okay, please have a seat. Right. Right. So let us see. Most of the changes I think you may have come across already. Probably what I might mention may not be news to you, because now most of you are searching for places for higher education, and unlike those days now, because of globalization, and secondly due to the development in technology, communication, now the way that you shop for your higher education has changed. This type of ambient, this type of exhibitions, probably about 10-15 years ago we may not have seen these type of education exhibition, but now these are part and parcel of student life these days. So you come and visit and meet the agents of different types of academic institutions, and you discuss with them, and you see whether you have the most appropriate place for you, most appropriate, let's say, the combination of courses for you, in order for you to fulfill your higher education expectations. To begin with, one of the latest trends in higher education, it is not only confined to higher education, I mean it affects the entire life, I guess, all aspects of life, that is artificial intelligence. Now because of artificial intelligence, there are specific challenges faced by academic institutes, universities, schools, colleges. What do you think? What type of challenges? Very common challenge is there because of artificial intelligence. Now, students, what do they do if you have to, let's say, to do an assignment, do some kind of practical work? Now you can get the assistance from artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence tools actually do the work for you. So then what would happen to the education? Finally you get a certificate, but you may not be able to let's say face the challenges when you actually go to the reality, right? Probably you get a good job because you have a good certificate, and so there are real world challenges when you start your job. Then what would happen? You don't have the learning experience because somebody else has done the work for you, right, during 3 years or 4 years. So then now as a result, universities are now taking various steps in order to not to stop use of artificial intelligence because it is very important, but to use it in a more productive way that would help both students and the teachers, right? So some students, not in some universities actually, not in Sri Lanka maybe, but in other parts of the world, now they are hiring experts in artificial intelligence in order to assist new methods of teaching and learning. So how to accommodate artificial intelligence into teaching and learning aspects, right? So then when you are moving into higher education, this is an important area that you need to consider. because sometimes you might get into the trap, and then finally your learning experience may be questionable at the end. So 3 years, if you do not let yourself the exposure of these different types of learning experiences, then the quality of your learning will be in doubt. So then you would put yourself down, and then it will become a very let's say worldwide problem, not confined in maybe in specific country, but maybe globally this problem might be an issue. Even now I am attached to Columbia University, so we are facing this problem. So how to tackle, how to assess work submitted by students, probably take home assignments, project reports, small research. So then all these things are done by tools based on artificial intelligence. So then the student's role is getting smaller and smaller, right? So don't let that happen to you. If you come across this, so then try to use artificial intelligence tools that would bring or that would add something to your capabilities, your skills. So that is very important. So this is and universities are also taking lots of measures in order to take this challenge, and countermeasures in order to protect the teaching and also the learning qualities. So then you would easily get trapped into this, and finally you will be in trouble, right? It is not only that your skills is in doubt, but this academic integrity is very important when you are studying. So then when academic integrity become questionable, so then your career, you might not have a successful career. So that's very important. Okay, anything you want to add to that? Have you come across this? No, not yet, but thinking, okay, yes. So don't be a slave of artificial intelligence, but try to take artificial intelligence as your slave, right? So then you can take a lot of services, good services, and then you can improve your learning capacities and your skills. So that's how you should think about artificial intelligence, or AI in other words. Now the next trend actually is related to this artificial intelligence. Now many universities are, as a result, reviving their curriculum. You know what curricula is? The subjects, different types of modules that you need to study. So all these things now in many universities, even in Columbia University, we are now trying to overhaul most of the programs because now we have felt that the teaching learning methods that we have used so far now have become redundant, because students have become smarter than probably teachers, right? So then we'll have to move few more steps forward quickly. We have to leap forward. So one way of doing that is to revive the curricula that would accommodate these type of new challenges in a more productive way. So you would see that in many universities, this I would say it's not only change, it's curricular innovation, right? Innovation, that is new skills, methods are developed, created in order to provide let's say the latest experiences, learning experiences, and then learning now is not like now I'm now speaking and you are listening. Now that method of learning is now redundant. It is no more in practice in many universities now. Probably maybe we are still practicing, but we also are at the tail end of these type of old methods. So then in the future it's going to be a lot of interactive methods, because you learn many things out of the classroom, and we all come to the classroom in order to share what we have learned. It is not that, you see, so you maybe have gone through some experience, some learning experience, and maybe this side participants also have gone through experience, so we will meet together and we share what we have understood. So that is called interactive learning. So then curriculums will be changed, developed, and then new areas will be is now developed in order to provide that type of teaching learning environment. It's not now in school system, probably everything is given to you, right? The teacher would carefully make yourself understand and go through all the steps. Let's say if it is mathematics or maybe some kind of other ideas, so carefully, step by step, the teacher would very slowly go through to make sure that you understand all these things. But when it comes to higher education, learning now is done out of the classroom in most situations. In the classroom, it is actually not learning, maybe monitoring actually, whether you have gone through the expected learning in the classroom, right? So then when you are moving into higher education, that type of environment you have to expect in many universities, even in Sri Lanka now, right? So don't expect in the classroom that somebody will come and will give you everything, notes and step by step understanding, or maybe probably there is a very complex model, the teacher would discuss about the model, so then you have to apply yourself, right? So those are the changes now taking place in globally. In many other countries these changes already have implemented, and countries like Sri Lanka now gradually these things are implemented, and because of foreign university participation in local industry, so now many foreign universities are joined with local institutes, and as a result all these new things are now coming to Sri Lanka at a faster pace. So then you would see that classroom sessions no longer is teacher and students, it may be all our students. Even the person who is standing in front of you is a student himself or herself, and all are sharing what they know about a particular subject or a given subject area. So this is one of the trends that you could that you would see. And the next one is the hybrid learning. So especially after COVID pandemic, now this hybrid learning is exercised in many other countries, but this was new to us. Even in state universities, hybrid learning, the discussion was there and the training was there, but due to certain challenges, infrastructure challenges, hybrid learning was not very much in use. But in 2020, many institutes, even state universities, we had no other option but to go online in order to continue teaching and learning exercises. But hybrid learning is not basically online teaching or learning. Hybrid is basically means that we use different methods in teaching, right? The conventional method is teacher comes here and let's say deliver a lecture like this, and then the students are listening to the teacher or the lecturer, and then you would note down what you want to note down, and then probably that's it. So the lecture is over. So after that we'll have to go to the library and find books and read and all these things. But hybrid learning is something that, let's say, I discuss with you and at the same time I provide you material that is relevant to the discussion online, right? One simple example would be learning management system, LMS. You might have come across LMS, Moodle, right? And portal, student portal. So in the Moodle, probably you would see the relevant material given to you. So in the classroom you get different type of learning experience, and then afterwards you go through the relevant material. It may be YouTube resources, it may be part of a book, it may be the recording of the lecture itself, right? Recording of the discussion itself. So then, and let's say other type of learning tools that is available on internet and many other platforms. So all these things are put together, and then we call it hybrid learning. It is now, you don't have to think hybrid learning is not online. You don't need to have online classes to make it hybrid. Hybrid means different learning options are put together, right? So then now for that we use internet and computers, and we need routers and other equipment. So it's a combination of all these things. So hybrid learning is, it's like hybrid car. In order to improve the efficiency, engine and a motor is put together, and the car is more powerful, or the vehicle is more powerful, right? So hybrid learning is, now if you want to think of it, so you can think that hybrid means different learning teaching tools put together in order to give you different options. Sometimes some students are good at listening and learning. Some students are good at let's say listening only, because they don't need to see the person who is delivering the lecture, but they want to listen to the sound, right? I have seen one of my friend's daughter, and he told me that she doesn't read books, but she wants somebody else to read the book. So then the mother used to read all the books to her, so then she has kind of a memory, so she remembers everything and became a writer afterwards, right? But she didn't read. So it is not a weakness. Now sometimes we tell students to, okay, read without thinking. Reading is not that person's way of learning, you see. So now then with this hybrid teaching learning, so you have that opportunity for you to listen to the lecture. You don't see anything, but you listen to the lecture, and probably you learn faster, right? So those are the new trends in modern education industry. So these are very useful. Actually, in that sense we can say the modern education industry is trying to accommodate many type of learning, teaching capacities. One reason is because now education has become a very competitive industry. About 20-30 years ago, education is considered a public good. You know the difference between public good and private good? Private good, so I buy and consume by myself, so then that product is not available for you or to you, because I bought this shirt, let's say 6 months ago, and this shirt is not available to anybody else, it's for me. So these are called private goods. But public goods, by contrast, public goods are goods that we consume collectively. Now this light is there, this mic is here, and it is for all of us. This loudspeaker is here, and it's for everybody. And there's another loudspeaker there, and even it disturbs us. So that is also for everybody. So we collectively consume. Those are public goods. About 20-30 years ago, education was a public good. So education is provided by government, not by the market, because it's public good, because it has a lot of benefits to the society, right? Because of that benefits, the governments like Sri Lanka so provided it free of charge. Anybody can go to school, and there are legislature developed. Every child should go to school. Otherwise, parents will be in jail. Right? So those things. So then, but now education is provided by the market. Now even many big universities in the world, now they have to earn money for their survival. So I'll come to that. That is also a new trend in higher education. So they need money to do research, to get engaged with other universities, other institutes, other countries. So all these money they have to find. Some money would come from government of their respective countries, and the balance probably they have to find. So as a result, now education has become a market-based industry. Now as a result, there are a lot of improvement. Now you can choose what you want. And in Sri Lanka, if we take, I can choose, but there are certain restrictions. Right? So if I want to, let's say, go to Columbia University, I can put my choice, but I never know whether I will be selected to Columbia University. Sometimes if my Z score is lower, so then I might not be able to go. Right? So I might be selected to a university in a remote area. Then my all expectations are disarray, so then I have to find either I would say I can't go there. Right? So, but now you could see that now you can shop for various programs, and then you can find the most appropriate program for you based on your income, based on your future expectations. Right? So this is also part of new trends, this type of education exhibition. So everybody is showcasing their why they should be selected, right? And sometimes they provide you same type of program, sometimes it's totally different program. So then you can select based on various different factors. So then this hybrid education is a welcome factor for many learners, because learning abilities are different. When we were children, students, everybody thought we had to read books, we had to do exercises and all manual work, but now things have changed. Now actually now when we think of the philosophers we had, like Aristotle, Plato, so how many books they have read? Because those days not many books available, right? So they may have time to think, right? Now that is again another important aspect in modern education, to find time to think, right? Most probably through this hybrid education you might find the time for you to think. So then those are added qualification actually. And the other area of another trend that we can think of is the feature of work skills embedded in different programs. What are work skills? Any idea? Work skills? You know work skills? Anything? Yes?
Work skills.
Yes, work skills.
Management.
Management, okay, yes. Managing people, probably, yes. What else? Work skills?
Working with others.
Working, yes, very good. Working with others, working with other people. Now, in this room, so there are different people. So then, yes, please.
Industrial practical.
Industrial, yes, industrial practices. Yes, very good. Working in groups, working with any type of person, right? What else? Work under pressure, yes, under pressure. So that's why assignments are given, deadlines are given when you are in the university. So for you to learn how to work under pressure, right? So those skills are now in high demand because they are very valuable when you go actually to the labor market. Now you may be having first classes, second classes, very high merits, distinction, but if you can't work with others, so what is the use of these high grades? Even if you have a merit pass or a distinction pass, if you are a loner or if you can't understand others, so then it creates a lot of issues in workplaces, right? So then these skills are actually embedded in these modern programs. So when you select your program, make sure these work skills are embedded in the program. Otherwise, you will have to learn these work skills again. So 3 years in the university and maybe 1 year training program work skills. So then 4 years gone, one year additional, right? So that is why now in many universities you may have come across right now. So there are societies. That is why you need to engage in sports, other extracurricular activities like music, dancing, drama, debating, organizing various types of event with your colleagues. So by engaging in these things, you learn these valuable work skills, right? You fight with each other, not physically, maybe in words, and then you learn gradually how to tolerate your peers. You may be having very hard persons, right? Sometimes they have certain ideas they don't want to change. So then if your peers are not going to change, how you would work with such people? So then you might have to go backwards a little. So you have to have that confidence to go backward. So if all of us are moving forward always, what would happen? There won't be any compromise, and sometimes you may not be able to do your work properly. So then it is very important that you make sure that these type of work skills are that you have the opportunity, right? Don't think that studying in the university and then go home and again studying in the university, go home again studying, and without doing anything, you are not talking to your parents even because you are so busy with studies. That might not help you in the future, right? Now even Sri Lankan companies I have seen, now they are not giving more emphasis on whether you have a first class or a second class, whether you have a merit, whether you have distinctions. They would look at you and see whether you can understand people, whether you can communicate well, whether you can sit with anyone in the company. So these are some valuable work skills for the future, new trends. So while studying, remember to acquire these skills, and you have to see whether your higher education institutes provide the opportunity for that, right? So then studying always is not going to help you. With my own experience, I know studying is good, but you have to engage with other activities as well. You have to enjoy a life a little, right? So you have to engage in many other activities with people, and then you can study well as well. Yes, please.
About soft skill, right?
Yes, you can say now another word for these work skills may be soft skills, like you speaking fluently, you speak very clearly, so you understand your peers and maybe your customers well, and you are always ready to provide them assistance, right? You don't feel tired when there is a customer, right? So I mean those type of things. So these should come through your higher learning, not separate, because you don't have time for that now. So after you spend your time 3 to 4 years in the university, and then imagine the situation where you again spending 1 or 2 years studying other skills. So then how long you are going to work then? So 5 years or maybe more than you have spent on learning basic things. And another trend in higher education is that understanding and responding to the market. That's very important. Now that is why most of these what I have mentioned earlier, this AI, artificial intelligence, and these work skills, these are actually certain responses to the changing environment in the markets. Now as I said, many companies, organizations, they want people with these type of skills, not only academic skills. Balance academic skills and work skills or soft skills, then you will be highly in demand, because you are almost a complete person, because you have a balanced way of life, and then that would help the organization, and that would help you for your career development, and that would help your customers and those who are taking the service from you. Do we have more time? How many minutes?
Time is over.
Time is over. Already half an hour gone. I'm sorry. I hope what I have discussed here makes sense to you. And anything that you want to ask or add to the discussion? So to summarize, now this higher education has undergone sea changes in the last 20 years, I think. So even Sri Lankans are feeling now with these type of exhibitions, education exhibitions. We haven't seen these things about 15-20 years ago, but now this is a common feature, annual feature. So students are now looking for the best opportunity they can get. So they are now knowledgeable. So you see, so everybody is knowledgeable. That's why I said the classroom teaching now has changed as a result. When we come to the classroom, not as students, but as knowledgeable people to share the knowledge with everybody, right? So this is the type of education that you will have. So you have to open your minds for that. Otherwise, you will lose the bus when you go to higher education institutes. You have to be very open-minded, that you have to have that confidence, because you need to know, and your teacher and your peers would know that you have to know certain things before you come to the classroom, right? Otherwise you will be in trouble. So you can't go empty-handed into the classroom, right? You have to take something into the classroom, and then after the classroom you take more out of the classroom, and then you go out of the classroom and you learn many more things on your own. It may be hybrid, it may be work skills, right? And probably now you have seen for many undergraduate degrees now internship is mandatory. So see whether internship is there in your selected programs, because internship is something that would give you the opportunity to learn work skills before you properly start your job, right? And then you will be part of the networking. So internship, another advantage is that you are part of the network, and then you get to know people. So you made your application, and then you get to know what type of skills they are looking for. So you adjust yourself, and then you can face the challenges in this modern world, and then you can have a better life in the future. So that's all from me, unless you have something to ask from me, maybe. Any questions? Okay, so now I hope after you now moving out of this this seminar hall, this tiny seminar hall, probably it was not the same person that came in, probably with some kind of confidence that you go out and look for your future. Okay, right, thank you, and all the very best to all of you, parents and sons, daughters, everybody. Good luck. Right, thank you.